Hello, I did not announce this, but I am test running, going live while painting. So any questions or any comments that come in or any viewers that come in, I may not respond right away, but here I am. So just something fun, something different. What I'm doing right now is working on the Coruscant scene portion of the painting here, the backdrop. So I'll go ahead and send this out on Twitter as well. Let's see here. Oh, I do have 3. Hello, you guys. I was getting ready to tweet this on Twitter. I'm just test running here, going live while painting. My first time doing this, so I'm just checking to see how well it takes, but I am working on Coruscant scene in the background of this image here. If you guys have any questions regarding Mara Jade or anything else, ask away. Any questions about painting, ask away. Yeah, so let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and tweet this out. So please leave a comment. Hello. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Optimus. And yeah, you too. And whoever else is joining us. Let me go ahead and share this. How are you guys doing this fine evening or morning or whatever it is for you guys? Okay. All right. So again, I will demonstrate or show my painting. What I'm working on right now is this background of Coruscant here. Oh, something's pinching my side. And working on getting this image done as well. So, oh, and I did wrong color and shit happens. Let me go ahead and get that out of there. I grabbed the wrong paintbrush and it's reloaded with the wrong color. Yeah. Is Mara my favorite Jedi? She is. Yes, she is. She is one of my favorite. I just love her arc with Luke Skywalker and how that develops between the two. Look at my mic is showing right there. Yeah, but if you haven't been following me on Twitter, I did post, and I'll retweet it again, and I won't take it down since we're on the weekend, a quote contest I'm doing. So you have to guess the source material, the quote of Mara Jade that either is directly from her or about her, what source material or what novel it is. Yes. So hello. And the reason why I chose Coruscant for her, the background, is to switch up the image. The image that that was chosen, I did a contest on Twitter between some images, and the one that I'm using is the one that won. And so what I did is I flipped the image so she's facing the opposite way. I went ahead and panned it out differently, so it's not showing her upper half. It's like from her, I guess you could say, her hips up. And I'm also adding Coruscant in there. Watching Jaws, love the painting. Mara is my one and favorite. Nice. Early morning, love the painting. That amazing coffee and chilled. Nice. And so I chose to do Coruscant because basically the Emperor raised her, and probably mostly on Coruscant since during the time of his reign in the galaxy, it was Coruscant. So I figured this is the closest to her home planet she has, because she doesn't know where she belongs to. Let me see if I can move this mic somewhere where you can. I just don't want to knock it over. Again, this is a test run. Hello, you guys. Hey, Ruthie, how you doing? So this is a test run. I'm testing out doing a live stream with my painting. And I know it's it's evening time now. It's 10:28 in my time. Yeah, so not that many people up, or if they are, they're probably doing stuff that's much more interesting than what I am doing. Well, I think it's interesting anyways. So I am putting on the second layer in this painting, so making it more intense, building up on layers, putting in details. Yes. working on the fine edges of the building. Yeah. Good evening, Adega. And this is the brand of paint I use, Gamblin, and it's based out of Oregon. So basically, I'm keeping my business in the United States, which is helpful for the economy. Yes, that's Mara Jade. Thank you. And I do have prints for sale of Luke Skywalker, so I'll post more information about that maybe coming tomorrow. I'm building my art website, portfolio website, where you can order prints from me as well. It is not only going to be pop culture. I also paint contemporary American images, landscapes, you know, and I also do commissions. Yes, that's Mara. Wow. Hello, you guys. Thank you guys for all tuning in on my test run of live stream painting. Now I just want to just do the very top of the building details. Once it goes down into the foggy area here that you see right here, I want to keep it the way it is. So only the place I feel like I need to touch up on details is where my second layer is going to be. I'm going to tell Stig to come in. He's my moderator. Let's see here. All right. I love how Mara Jade is the Legends got Luke's dad's lightsaber. Yes, and this, so you recognize that, the Skywalker lightsaber here. I loved that too as well when he gifted it to her. You know, signs of what is to come with their relationship, right? All right. See, Talon Card was cool too in the Thrawn trilogy. Yes, he is one of my favorite smugglers. I really love his arc in Legends. My favorite. Okay. The Stig. Where did he come in? Or no, am I missing something? I told him he was just waking up, and so I was going to pull him in. Yes. So you guys, who is your favorite character? While we're here chatting Star Wars and other things and the painting, who is your favorite Star Wars character? It doesn't have to be in Legends either. So share. And even if it's a Disney, Star Wars, I don't mind. Just keep it civil here, you guys. I don't mind that at all. So see, I blend it in a little bit. If I mess up, then I can go back and remove it. That's what I love about oil, is I can blend it. And any mistakes I make, I can basically erase it because it's still wet. Just dropped in to say hello. Looks nice. Thank you, Nerd Cookies. Have you done any paintings, OG? Not yet. This is the first time I've decided to get into pop culture, rather like Star Wars. And I am thinking about that on who to paint. Maybe Darth Talon. She's a favorite, and her body and just her, I guess you could say tattooing her body, her initial overall body is amazing, and it would be fun to paint. Nice. No, seen him before on other channels, OG. Yes, he's a moderator of mine. He's been following me for a while, and so I decided to have him come in and moderate for me. So, hi, Lily. Yeah, so, and as you see, the image got darker here, and it goes dark into very light where you see only shadows of the Coruscant buildings behind the lightsaber. I think the best aspect of Mara was how retained her independent spirit, how she did retain her independent spirit was, oh, that mess, it moved. And still fierce character, even as a mother, Disney couldn't have pulled that off. Nope, they could not have. And, you know, that it fit perfectly because she was still teasing Luke, calling him farm boy and everything. So I really enjoyed that humor, that banter between the two. So any Sith minus Dooku would be awesome, or Boba Fett. So no Boba Fett or yes Boba Fett. Because I do want to add more Star Wars characters in my own, you know, like, you know, in my own way of expressing and painting them out. And I also want to do like Batman and Wonder Woman in them too as well to provide. I'm adding gray here. I'm mixing colors right now, and I wish I can go ahead and pan and show you guys what I do with mixing, but that would have to be a pre-recorded video. So I'm adding a gray tone. It's called Portland Cool Gray. I'm mixing it with black and white to get a lighter color to fill in the Coruscant area. Most of the time, my oils stay predominantly moist, wet, or pliable, but sometimes they dry up depending on if I mix it with different mediums. Oh, yes, on Boba Fett. I did a helmet with Copic markers and pin on Boba Fett, but it was the Fett. So one side was Boba, the other side was Jango. So it was pretty cool. And it was just a steady drawing. Where did I put that? Dab of... There we go. But Sith first, of course. I liked the, what's his name? I love Batman, but I never kept track of the voiceovers for the cartoons. What was the one for the cartoon? Sentinel. Print or Paint Korea. Yeah, that's another one. I think that would be fun to paint. That's a little bit darker than what I made. Okay. Oh, burnt umber. Also, if you guys have any questions about the painting, hey, how you doing, Drew? How's everything going on your end? Oh, there it is. I am adding now Van Dyke brown, which is a very dark brown, almost looks black. When you do paintings and you look at images, it's not just plain black and white, red and all. There's an undertone of color. There's like yellows can make the color warmer. Like, so if I added a very light bit of yellow to a blue, it makes it warmer. Not makes it green just yet. It just depends on how much you add. Or if I add like a blue to something, it kind of makes it cooler. And when you do skin tones, you look at the undertone too. So sometimes skin tones can have a green undertone. So you mix a little bit of green to achieve that, or yellow, or even red to achieve a skin tone, whether you need it cool or not. And that's what I love about painting. And then it makes me look at people differently, in a sense that we see just plain black and white when it comes to race. And when you're an artist, you see a lot more color. And the human race is not just plain black, white, yellow, or red, or even brown. There is a broad range of colors in between in those tones, and that's what makes us all unique and beautiful. So yeah. Hello, Tommy. Thank you. Look at you're like, she's on. I did announce it, Tommy. I am test running a live stream with painting to see how well this goes because I might do this regularly while I paint. Okay, let's see if this works out. This color. Okay, I've been mixing while I was talking. Let's see. Oh, just about. I will keep it here. Oh, and I just screwed that up. There we go. And I try to get the skyline as accurate as I could with Coruscant. Considering, and this is off of the Outcast novelization. So with Luke in front, and you see the yellow background, and then the and Coruscant in the background, it's off of that. So I thought it'd be perfect homage to this. Let me see here. Oh, you like that, Sith Lord, how I was explaining the human race and seeing it in the artist perspective? Yes. We are all beautiful in our own right. Ooh, there we go. I have a little bit of hint of music in the background. I love listening to music while I paint. Hey, there you are, Stig. Is he in here? Yeah, I seen him. Okay. So since, we have the Skywalker lightsaber in this image, so you guys, if you know the history of Mara Jade, this is pre-marriage to Luke Skywalker. What is your, or who has your favorite lightsaber? So what lightsaber do you like? What style lightsaber? Would it be Sith? If you create your own, would it be Jedi? What color? All that. Share with me. Make sure I don't get in the goggles there. No, it just blends perfectly. All right. And see, right now I am using this to blend the paints together and create a mist or a fog that's going on. Okay, good. Well, even if you did, I just want it to be very, very low on the music so that you can hear me. So it's off to my side here a little bit, but I'm not trying to have a disco party here with painting and all that. But that'd be fun. But no, not tonight. All right. Tatting? Do you tat? Do you do tattoos, Sith Lord? Share. I'm intrigued. I have tattoos. In fact, I've been wanting to get a new one. Baby Groot, sorry, had to bought. Baby Yoda is a is a gremlin wannabe in my book. No offense. No offense. In fact, when I remember gremlins, and after they eat, they turn green and all that. Well, there was one dressed up as a woman, if you guys remember the movie, and she has a lipstick and all that, and they're partying and whatever, just raising hell. That's what reminds me of maybe the mom. I like to poke fun at stuff like that. Stories by Irish. Hey, OG, first time I remember hearing about Mara Jade was in Star Wars comics. She is a former stormtrooper. No, she was Emperor's hand. So basically, the Emperor found her as a young child. I'm guessing probably around three or four. I'm guessing the time frame of her age. And he took her from her parents. I think he killed her parents too as well, and raised her as Emperor's hand. So he trained her as an assassin. Baby Yoda must die. Oh, that needs to be a little bit darker. Poor Baby Yoda has no love sometimes. Again, as a woman, I get the fact that he's cute and adorable, but I also get other people's point of view on him as well and not liking him. Okay, I'm not going to fall for this again. I'm going to grab my cord. I didn't bring my cord over here on this other side of the studio. And if you were on my chat Thursday, my cord, my laptop died. So I'm going to get this situated. Ooh. I do so much on my computer as it is. There we go. There we go. Them biker scouts gave Baby Yoda some props. I am missing something, so tell me the story. What was going on with that? I'm Team Baby Yoda. That's okay, Drew. No, I don't. It doesn't bother me. Very, very awesome painting. Thank you, Rookie Critic. How are you doing? Put Baby Yoda in a bag, close it, smash it against a rock till it gets wet and toss it in the river. Oh, that's harsh. Okay, you and Ryan can go at it with that. So this is something I use as a medium for my paint. It helps speed up the drying and gives it the oil paint a smoother texture to work with. And because oil takes a while to dry, which is why I love it, because then I can leave it and then come back and work on it some more and it still be pliable and I can still manipulate the painting. But adding a medium either can further its drying time or speed it up. So that's Gal Kid. Good night, Adega. Thanks for dropping in. I was unannounced. It was intentionally unannounced because I'm just testing this to see. I mean, I should have announced it. I did on Twitter just as we were coming in, but I wasn't like setting this up to be a huge live stream. I just want to test it and just see who comes in. Bullshit with you guys. Have fun. Okay, let's check the color here. Is it the right color? More of that color there. A little bit more darker. Now, if I have my back to you to work on a specific detail, I apologize. I don't mean to be like having my business all up in your business. Sorry about that if I do. I'm wearing oil right now. What kind of oil are you wearing, Stig? Do you like acrylics or watercolor, OG? Between the two, I don't work with watercolors as much as I should practice with it. I prefer acrylics, but my number one favorite is medium is oil because of the drying time. Oh, perfect. See, look at match the color up. Make this a little bit more thicker. And that needs to be a little bit more darker. So it gets a little bit, I'm gonna leave it that. It needs to be that. Most impressive. Why, thank you. Yes, I hate to chat and dash, but I have to have church in the morning. That's okay. I respect that. I respect that, the ambassador. That's cool. Keep up the good work. We'll definitely check out the replay tomorrow afternoon. May the force be with you all. Yes, I respect that. You go do you. You have your obligations, and that's awesome. All right. And as a painter, I do everything in layers. So I usually do an underpainting, which usually is a sepia tone. So I use burnt umber and a mineral spirit um, to thin it out, and I use that to draw out my image in the painting. Let it dry. It dries really quick because I thin the oil out a lot, and then sometimes I give it a good day to dry just to be safe, and then I go over it, and then I start adding color and shapes to start developing the picture. And then from there, I add maybe one or two more layers just to really get some details, fine details in. Maybe correct anything I see that I need to work on a little bit more to get the definition right. Sometimes I'll even take that time to, correct any mistakes. Yeah, Sith Lord oil, acrylic, and water. Yes. Matthew got it. I remember. Okay, so Matthew got it. I remember when Mara had to sacrifice the Jade's fire for the Thrawn duology. Yes, and sometimes I get confused on which ship she has and which story because she has the Jade's fire, Jade Shadow. Wasn't there one more? Did I think the Jade Shadow came after? Isn't that the one Luke inherited after her death? And it still sticks in my mind as much as when Luke gave her his old lightsaber at the end of Last Command. Yes, that was very, very compelling. And just her opening up to Luke the way she did, like she let all her walls down, let it all down. And that's when she became a Jedi. See, I run hardware store, so I have an aversion to paint. No offense, but this is fun to watch. That's okay. I understand. It's fine. I don't get offended by a lot of things. Thank you. Thank you. Does look awesome. Thank you. I had drawing phases where I am in a zone and draw okay-ish, but could never fully dive in. Okay, Rookie. Yeah, it's fine. We all have the stages. There's times when I don't even want to paint or draw or do anything. And then there's times when I'm like, I just can't take my mind off of it. And right now it's this. So I did take a break yesterday and part of today, but it keeps on calling to me. And you have to be really into it to, you know, really get your work done with it and really put all your all into it. She got jaded when that happened. That's funny. Okay, I skipped a building. Oopsie. Tommy. Stig is good for those puns, isn't he? Awesome. Matched it up. Time to blend it all in. So I'm going to take a break here and I'm going to bring up that quiz quote and I'm going to say it to you guys and see if you guys guess it in here. So you guys have a test. Okay. Okay, let me bring that up here. Hey, how you doing, darling? Black Samurai, hi. Stories by Irish, yes, and Moira, Morari, Kitty, Moira. I am so sorry. I just am dyslexic when pronouncing it. I don't mean to butcher it. I know how it feels to get a name butchered because my name is Alora, and when people read off, I sometimes called Aloha. Aloha. Or Alhora. My name has been spelled Alhora before. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I could pull up that. And you guys know what? I don't think anybody commented on it either. Jeez. Your opportunity to win a free painting or a copy of the painting of mine. Okay, I'm scrolling. Let's see here. Let me find it. Oh, that's not it. Did I post something for today at all? I think I forgot. It was such a busy day. Hi, TT. How you doing? If I fail the test, I will stab myself with a knife. Please don't do that, Stig. No committing suicide on my behalf, okay? Okay, here it is. I have to retweet it. Okay, and I'll leave it up until tomorrow. So here's your daily dose of Mara quote. Okay, so now you got to think about this. And we did talk about kind of where this comes from, kind of. Okay, Mara, stupid, stupid, a big fat diversion, the oldest trick in the list. And I fell for it like a dumb farm kid. Luke, watch your language. And let's see here. So I think that's the last one I posted. I didn't see anything else, and I don't remember posting one from today. So I will give you guys a chance to guess that one. So I thought it was funny to share that because she's always causing, joking around with Luke about that's her farm boy, and she teases him all the time. Hi, babes. TTOG Star Wars, good Matt, good May, endless summer over here. Nice. Can you guys guess where that came from? Can we get a multiple choice? It's in one of Thrawn or in one of Zahn's books. There you go. That's as far as I'm going. Oh, that's a little bit too light. And I already gave a hint. If you're paying attention, so scroll in the chat. I already gave a hint. We were discussing farm bar stuff always cracked me up, as does Han always calling him kid. Yes. That's still too dark. And it's too late now. Shush, 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 shush. Sometimes. There we go. I got it. All right. Time to blend it in. At Tommy the Beautiful Weather, great stuff. Soft sand, living the dream. Jeez, that sounds great. EU stuff I give. So are you giving up? Good night, Lily. Okay. Put this on here a little bit. Not the last command, darling Stig. Sorry. She likes it. Like I said, we're not here. I don't let people are going to like what they like. Okay. All right. I see something I have to correct. So I'm going to stand up. Oh, you don't know the EU stuff. Well, we need to take care of that. Have you say Kick 44? Have you considered like what era of Star Wars do you like? Hmm? Do you want to learn? Do you want to start with post Return of the Jedi? Or are you a Luke Skywalker fan? Drew, go check your Twitter. A little bit too light. No, it's not. Okay. Okay, still made that. There we go. Survivor's Quest? No. Not Survivor's Quest, Stig. Okay, here's the hint. This is pre-marriage, just like the painting. Pre-marriage. There's another hint. I saw kangaroo eating in the parks today. Even with the tourist season on, they still tend to come out and mingle. Oh, interesting. Love that. I live out on a reservation in very rural area, so I see a lot of hawks. Sometimes I'll see a skunk, coyote, or once in a great while, quail. Okay, let's see here. What do I want to work on now? Oh, you said you guessed Survivor's Quest. Oh, okay. But then I gave another hint. This is pre-marriage. And so Survivor's Quest is after they're married and they explore the outbound flight. Oh, I'm going to have to mix blue. My color did get... Trying to avoid getting drawn into the EU stuff despite Ryan and your efforts. You need to do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. I will be the bad influence on that if you want to consider that a bad influence. Matthew got it. During the original Marvel run, they were not really allowed to do anything post Return of the Jedi. There were stages. There was like when George was even developing the PT, the movies, they weren't allowed to expand in that era either because George wanted to make sure that he developed the story first because of course it's his baby and I respect that. And then once he started developing that, then we started getting more material. During the original okay, with that. Do it. Do it. I can't do I don't have a voice for that. So I apologize. Yeah. Okay, let's mix some colors here. And I wish I could show you how I mix colors because I think it's fascinating, but that's the artist in me. In my hands. I don't know if you could see that. I wear my paint. Sometimes. One time the other day, I had black going all the way down my neck like someone was trying to choke me or something. I know it sounds extreme, right? So do it. Are you a Palpatine too? No. No. Or else it's treason then. See, look at everybody's encouraging you. You should just start it. Even if it's just the Audible. Get the audibles where you could just sit and listen to it. And it's great listening because you have the music, the voiceovers, everything. It's amazing. It's amazing. Amazing. Yeah. I know the answer, but I want someone else to guess it. Well, I threw out hints, so maybe they will. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully. Ooh, okay. I think I got the color first off. That's always a happy. It's my happy little painting. Lord Vader, deal with the boy. That was my forced choke. Sorry about that. Okay, Stig. You and your forced chokes. Okay, I'm going to take this image off because I don't need her anymore. But yes, it's off of this image, and I just tweaked it up a little bit to make it my own. I flipped it around so she's facing the opposite way of what the original. I added a new background. Her pose, her stance is a bit different as well. Let me see if I match this up. Oh, it's a little bit darker up here, but that's okay. I need to add a little bit of darkness back here. But it matches down in here, which I have to touch up as well. You probably can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm just adding to this, making the back a little bit darker than it was my personal preference. Okay. Switching brushes now. Where's the one I'm looking for? Where'd you go? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see. Let's read. I'm like all up in your business. Sorry. Or else treason then. I know that. Okay. Lord Vader, deal with the boy. Stig, this was my forced choke. Oh, yeah, we laugh out loud. I should get into painting even if I suck at it. Yes. And the thing is, it's art can be a talent in a sense to where, you know, you might pick up on it quicker, but you still need practice. Anything, any type of skill you have or career or profession or whatever you want to go to, you always want to practice because then you only get better at it. So no matter where you're at, no matter where you're at with your skill, it's always good to practice, get training, all that. And we see, and then this goes back into Star Wars, where we don't see that with the new Disney trilogy, is that she didn't need a practice. Even though Ben did have training, she didn't need it. So it takes you right out of the experience of that. Hi, Soul Assassin. How are you doing? Hey, Matt. Look at this late night goodness. Hello, how are you doing? I am painting Mara Jade, and we're discussing a little bit of Star Wars here on top of that. And on my Twitter and in my live chats, if you come in and participate in my quote of the day regarding Mara Jade, and you answer the right source or the right novel, then you get entered into a drawing to win this painting. And if you participate on my live chats, then I will take everybody's name and throw that in there too as well. Let's see here. Howdy, Soul. Okay, Sith Lord, have you any other paintings could see OG? Yes, I do have some paintings. Let me see here. I have one that I have to finish. I have to then varnish it as well. I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Now, this is one of my other types of paintings right here. I have to just go through it and finish some details and then put varnish on it. And then my Luke Skywalker one. I'm just like zipping around here. Sorry. I do have prints for sale. And there's a few others. I just don't want to get paint on them. Here's another one. And this one as well. So there. All right, so back to where I was, and then I'll answer some questions here. So right here, what I'm doing is just filling this portion in, making it a little bit darker. Whoops. And again, I don't mind little mistakes because I can take that and remove. Let's see here. And plus, it's just her hair. There we go. Ta-da! Fixed it. Let's see here. Different. I like it, OG. Both of them. Cool paintings, mate. Hey there, TT. Wow, thank you so much. And is the answer visions of the future? I bet someone on Twitter already got it. I'm not saying just yet. You are very close. Or actually, you got it. Sorry. Yes, it's visions of the future. What? Last painting was an anorectic teepee or So basically, that one, it has some meaning behind it. For me, it does. And how I translate that is that I've taught like Native American dance and Native American culture enrichment for about 15 years. And so I would travel and take the dance team that I taught to perform at local schools and local organizations around where I live at. And so we still have kids that think that we are extinct and believe yes. And so for me, what that means for the teepee having no height on it, no cover, is that no matter what people think or no, if they think that we're, that they think that we're gone, we are still there. Our skeletons are still there. We're still there holding the foundation of this country, supporting and loving this country. And so even if we're not seen, we're there. So that's just my take on that. Okay, the Asian chick is your favorite out of a lot, but nice work, OG. Thank you. Supreme Drew. Okay, sleep time for me. Keep up the great work. Okay, good night. Thank you for coming in. Mara Sue Skywalker. Why, hello. How are you doing? And let's see, what character do you think I should paint if I did? Star Wars or in general? Oh, this still has a paint thinner on it. Not good. Okay. Take care of that. Hi, Biden. Biden dirty? Biden touched my hair on my legs. Okay. I think I got that. Star Wars. Okay, so what's your preference? What do you like most about that dystopian? Do you prefer smugglers? Do you prefer Jedi? Another Force Society Sith? Um, what alien do you prefer? I mean, there's a whole lot. So if I could just say someone, Nia Nub, but it also has to be someone that you're really into because then you put a lot of love into it, basically. That's how I see it, my perspective. So like Obi-Wan, huh? So from a certain point of view. Yeah. And so I'm blending this together just to go from light to dark. And to me, this is therapeutic for me as well. And growing up, painting has, or just drawing and art has been a place of refuge for me. Um, I don't mind sharing my story. Be, I used to not like sharing it. It wasn't that I was ashamed. It was just it brought up a lot of emotions for me. But I came from a family that did drugs and alcohol. My mom and dad abused each other, and as an infant, I got caught in the middle. I was abused, shaken baby, broken ribs, blood transfusions. And from there, my grandmother took me and raised me. She got custody of me and raised me, my Lakota grandmama, and nursed me back to health basically, and just gave me the best part of her life. I mean, this is a time where people like to retire, but she was our matriarch of our family. And so she gave me the best years of her life. And so that's why I got into teaching the culture, the dance, all that is in her honor on her giving me the best years of her life and basically saving mine. And so during when growing up, I also faced adversity within my own family as well. And so from there, I remember using drawing as an outlet to express myself or to escape. And I used to like watching Bob Ross and other PBS art shows. And from there, art has always been something that I was really good at and got easy A's from. So I even got awards. I've won awards. I've did a logo for arena football team here in California. And so I designed their logo. And, so there's a lot of things I did that and a lot of accolades I have with my painting. So thank you, Stig. Yeah. And I've shared my story at Native American women's conferences when I'm talking about bridging the age group it's not particularly Native culture, but just in society, our young are so disconnected from the elders anymore that there's not any of that respect that I grew up with. And maybe because I grew up with my grandma, that I understand that, our elders are basically our gift and our, that teach us, how to be good people and sit down and be patient and listen, because as someone younger than, of course, an elder, they have a lot to teach you because they have more experience, and we're not seeing that anymore these days, not as much. Mind you, we do have families that still raise their kids that way, and I commend those families, but I'm not here to preach about that stuff. And I think it reflects in our pop culture, like Star Wars, because we see a lot of nihilism where the young know better than the old. And that's how I see that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dystopian. I'm not trying to create a pity party. That's not the focus of this at all. I'm here to have fun with you guys, chat it up, and paint. And then I'm going to go watch The Witcher and then go to bed. That's my plan tonight because I'm a night owl and I don't know how to go to bed at a decent time. Like a lot of American families, yeah. And they say, oh, America is the melting pot. But then we see a lot of dysfunction in our culture these days. And I've noticed the families that have a stable base, whether, you have a grandmother that raises you, or you still have your mother and your father, are a very strong parental influence, the better outcome the child's going to be as an adult. And so I see that a lot as well. And that's what got me into teaching the Native communities that I live in as well, to be that example and give them hope, because there's a lot of that too around where I live at. A lot of dysfunction. My grandmother mostly stuffed me with food and hugged me a lot. That's good. And you know what? That's the thing, is that our grandparents basically, and this probably applies with a lot of cultures, as I, learn a lot about other cultures as well, is that grandparents especially grandmothers. Once you go into their house, you're automatically fed and you're automatically given something to drink. And if you deny that, that's an insult to them. So you don't cross that line. Yeah. How far am I on Witcher? I'm going on episode 3 tonight. So I just began it last night and I'm hooked. I am very interested and intrigued on how these stories are developing, how it's flip flopping from the past and the present and in their own stories and their journey. So I'm barely getting into it. Thank you, Sith Lord. And like I said, I'm not here for pity or anything. I'm just here sharing the story, what got me into art, how art basically, I would say, saved my life in a sense, maybe, or made me part of who I am, my character, maybe. Yeah. And I have to paint up in here. I just don't, maybe I can open it and get in there. Yeah, there we go. Not as much. Oh, not the same color either, but I don't care. I'm going in. I'm going in. But we all have stories. We all have stories that helped us grow, whether it was good or bad, and how we got over it. There's always someone there to help you overcome a trial in life. Let me see here. Matthew, grandma was my best friend. My grandma was my best friend. She brought me to get Star Wars EU books and comics. With her passing, I still remember her. And when I brought those, I bought those books. Yes, they're amazing. They love to spoil the hell out of us. And I was the youngest she raised. And my grandmother basically through all the reservations, like the Sioux reservations from South Dakota, North Dakota, up into Canada, and even Montana. I think she has, between her mom and dad, I think there was like 23 siblings. And so I have a large family. Is that Liano as a Jedi? That is Mara Jade. She's not Skywalker yet, but she was given the Skywalker saber by Luke at the end of Last Command. Pain is a most efficient teacher. Yes, Stig, it is. It is. And you learn and grow. And so you get at that pivotal moment of which way you're going to go, whether you're going to learn from it and be strong and then decide, I don't want that kind of bullshit in my life, as I did, or you're going to go ahead and be the victim and then maybe get into other bad habits like alcoholism or drug addiction or whatever. And so that's what builds your character, and it determines which way you're going to go in your path. We're getting deep here, right? Don't mean to get that deep. Sorry. All right. Always watched the Sci-Fi Channel with my grandma when I went to visit. Yeah, that's the thing too. And I was telling, who was I telling? We were discussing this, but it was on one of the live streams I was on earlier today. And we talked about someone asked me if I like Star Trek, and I watched it growing up with my grandma. That was her thing, Star Trek with Picard and all them. And so I remember it fondly. And my thing was always, and then my family too was also Star Trek and Star Wars. And I veered off towards the Star Wars, whilst, like the older elders in my family, more of a Star Trek, which I thought was fascinating. But my first experience with Star Wars was at a drive-in theater. We watched Empire Strike Back. But before we did that, that's right after it came out, and there were still drive-in theaters, if you guys remember that, if you're old enough to remember that. And then so before we went to watch Empire Strike Back, my family, my grandma and my aunt put on A New Hope, or basically Star Wars, the first Star Wars, so that we can kind of be caught up into what was going on. And then after that, we got to see, once Return of the Jedi came in, we got to see that in theater. So that's my little, how I got into that in the drive-in theaters, which was funner than heck. All right. Tito, hello. How are you doing? OG Star Wars, do you know very much about Chippewa? One of my great friends is Chippewa from Turtle Mountain. and she's a jingle dress dancer like I am. So yes, I am, aware of the Chippewa. Soul Assassin. I remember Scare Tactics on Sci-Fi. Laughing at it. Yeah, I remember. I didn't get into that much, but I do remember it. Mr. Dystopian. We still have one in Newton, Iowa. Oh my God, really? The one that is like 8 miles from where I live at? It's no more. And it was such a bummer when it closed. Great times, because then you would get 2 or 3 movies there. Load up your car, load up, all your snacks and your popcorn, or whatever you needed. Sometimes you threw people in the trunk. Yeah, so it's great times. I think the original Star Trek might have been my first induction to science fiction. Yes, Star Trek and Star Wars, basically. Well, science fiction, and then Star Wars, science fiction, fantasy type combination, I guess you could say. Sith Lord. Thundercats Roar is pure abomination. Whoops, where'd it go? Of the OG Thundercats, in my honest opinion. I did not watch Thundercats Roar, but I loved Thundercats. I actually know a Chippewa. Oh, nice, Stig. Keck 44. Watch Star Wars at a drive-in. Still have drive-in in town. That's amazing. I am so jealous. And then, like growing up when you're a teenager and you have the drive-in theaters and then you're like, go on a date. Yeah. That's all we got to say about that. Okay. Soul Assassin. Never been in a drive-in. They looked fun. Very fun, Soul. Very. As you might have heard me a little bit in that. Okay. Let's see what I'm going to do with this. Oh, it's not on yet? Okay, see, I'm missing something. See? Holy crap. Do I really want to go check out that? It's like me with Star Wars. Do I really want to go check that out and just ruin my love for something that I grew up with? Okay, let's blend all that in. Okay. Let's see here. I can't think of Thundercats the same way as I used to now that someone has pointed out to me that the Sword of the Almond is just a giant laser pointer for kitties. Are you serious? Oh my God. Can we insert the Vader no here? No. Oh, I skipped a spot on there. Oh, well. My blender's now turning into a regular paintbrush. Oh, well. It is what it is. So this kind of brush right here is a very full specialty brush. And I use this to blend and smooth out textures like the skin and everything. So I try not to use it as a normal paintbrush. Let me see, just to see what they've done. So yeah, I don't know if I want to. I don't know. Okay, let's see here. And so what I'm going to do with her hair is it's flat on the top. So I'm going to add more texture and more strands to make it fuller. I think this is kind of flat. So that's what I'm going to build up on now with the second layer of her hair. And then add a little bit of a bluish tint right here from the glow. And then add a little bit more blue in the hue of her skin here for the tint of the lightsaber, just to reflect the reflection of the glow. So what I was really, really worried about, I'm going to tilt it here, is getting this glow in the lightsaber. Not necessarily the metal glow. That's fun to work with. But I did a great lightsaber glow on my avatar for my channel. But that's on digital, So I was kind of nervous because I never painted a lightsaber before. So I was kind of nervous with it, but I like how it turned out. It's a little bit darker blue than I wanted it, but I'm going to keep it that way. Okay, I watched episode 5 and 6 before 4. I wish I could watch them again for the very first time. It's always good thinking about your reaction the very first time you've watched the movies, right? You know, you have that feeling, you can remember that feeling, and I know you probably will never ever get it back. But just thinking about it and the pleasure of being fascinated with it and awe and even scared of Vader, that big boogeyman, that dark character, it's amazing. Sith Lord, I missed the drive-in. Last one here shut down about 20 years ago. I'm so sorry. Yeah, ours was not too long ago. Maybe it was like 5 years ago for us. I'm not sure. I don't remember now, but it's been a short while. Matthew, when I was older and in high school, I was old enough to see the 1997 trilogy edition of all of them. I think special edition was what it was called. Yes. You know, people have mixed reactions with some of the special editions that George did and the changes that he's made, you know, after the PT came out too as well. As an artist, I see what he was doing to keep continuity. But we get attached to something we first watch. And so it's kind of disheartening when we see a little bit of changes. The good old days. Yes, cheers to that. The good old days. So since we're talking about drive-ins, those who remember, tell me about or share your adventures with it. You don't have to go into details. Like I said, you know, being teenager during that time frame, you know, it was fun meeting friends and for me, a boyfriend or something over there enjoying the movies. Yeah, in the dark, driving car. No, I'm joking. Not showing anything like that, but yeah. I know I have some here that can remember. Yeah, and that's the biggest controversy is that the Greedo shot first. And I kind of get what he was doing, and I see both point of views on that. I get into Star Wars through the games, Dark Forces, Shadow of the Empire, Couture. You know, I used to be a gamer and I loved Nintendo. I love Super Mario's, Mario Karts, all that. I quit gaming to dance and my art as well. But I want to get back into gaming. I do. So I was thinking about which Star Wars game am I going to get and start with. Still up in the air. Jedi Order or Couture, maybe? I don't know. Okay. I heard Shadows of an Empire 2 of the Empire was really good. So you guys give me some recommendations. I've been talking to a few other people about this and I'm just building up a consensus on which one should I start with first. KTT, I saw Crocodile Dundee in the drive-in when I was a kid. I'm trying to get a drive-in built on the island here. Oh God. Yes. I've seen so many movies at the drive-in and I don't know about your drive-in at the time, but usually they do about 2 or 3 movies depending. Sometimes it's an adult movie and then the beginning one is more of a child movie or a friendly rated family movie. Oh, I'm sorry, Stig. No drive-ins in Norway. Truly missed out. I'm sorry. Makes me sad. Let's see here. Oh, I think I got the color now. And this brush I'm using here is a Philips. This is, I think, a level 3 or no, it's a Filbert, not Philips. An 8, size 8. So it's a flat with a round head. Yeah. So, yeah, got the right color. Oh, I love it. That's so good when I match the color right away from not using that color in a while. I feel like like god or a goddess manipulating the environment. Get the okay. Stig, get the Jedi Knights 2 and Jedi Academy Perfect Jedi games. Yes, that's what I heard. Soul Assassin, now I really got it to check out a drive-in when I get a chance. Yes, if you go in an area that has it, where I was born at in Colorado, I think there's still a couple of drive-in theaters there. So when I go back, if it's open, I will definitely go to the drive-in with some of my family. Matthew, I have nostalgia for some of those games. Not sure how they would play now, like the Super Star Wars trilogy on Super Nintendo and the X Wings sim. Yep. I heard the X Wings was a really good one too. And I like the X Wing books. I love reading the X Wing books and the Wraith. Goddess mode. That's how I feel. I'm like, oh, I'm goddess mode. I'm in goddess mode. Okay. Okay. I will do this one later. And I have a little bit of tape here I have to take off, but that will be later. Let me see here. Allura Goddess. I like the sound of it. Oh, you're just so flattering. Thank you. X-Wing needs a joystick. Remember that on Twitter about genderizing or making gender neutral game controllers? Good times. Super Star Wars was hard on the SNS. Kick 44. Yeah, I think we still have 3 driving in Colorado. Okay, so what part of Colorado are you from, if you don't mind sharing? Matthew got it. X-Wing on PC. It was on disk and not CD-ROM. I think it ran on DOS. Okay. I know that some of them are now on PC. Is that now another one that is now on PC for the computer? Oh, you just said that. Duh. PC. It was on disk. Was on PC and it was on disk. Okay. I need my glasses. Sorry, it's kind of late too. Hi, Will. How you doing? I take it that's Mara Jade. You're painting. Very good, darling. Yes, it is. And I'm having a great time doing it. Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Pueblo. Okay, so you're in the southeast-ish. I am from the northwest part. Fort Collins. That's not where I am right now, but Fort Collins. I remember the gender neutral thing. I posted a pic of joystick called Yes. We were discussing that. Remember, Stig? You're one of them that I was discussing this with when it came out, and it was very, very interesting. Let's see here, I'm gonna have to use a different brush to blend. Oh, I gotta get in there. I'll do that later. All right, that was so stupid. Those controllers. I have yet to go into GameStop here and where I live at to see if they have any of those gender neutral and how they label them. Now I'm very curious. I think I will go in and check it out and report on it because it's very interesting and I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. Okay, OG Star Wars. Speaking of Super Star Wars, I have 3 games on Super Nintendo and Super Star Wars on PSN, while the PSN has KK's darn name on it. Oh, it's still good. Yeah. Damn, she's just all over the place. That woman gets around, huh? All right. Now I'm being silly. I'm sorry, you guys. It's fun. Okay. Will Gentry, I laugh a lot. I'd be fine if I had some sleep. How are you? Was Christmas all fun and festive for you? Oh, no bedtime? Are you like me, a night owl that just can't fall asleep at a perfect or like a reasonable time? I'm doing well. As you can see, I thought I'd test run and see how a live stream with painting would be. Answer be, what paint and answer your guys' questions, chat a little bit, and all that good stuff. And I am doing well. And the holidays was really well. This easel here that you see here, well, what this is on, you don't really see the easel behind the board here, is something I got for Christmas. So yes, I was a good girl for Christmas or for the year. All right, Matthew, I did the CD-ROM version of TIE Fighter Enhance, much harder than X-Wings. Is it? So it's much more harder. How do you rate it? Do you think it was better because it was harder than the X-Wing one, Matthew? Stig Kenobi, all the Star Wars games are 65% off on yes, and I still have to decide which one to get. I am so indecisive right now. Or yeah. Sith Lord, I think it was just with Stadia, less the others started now too. What? I think it was just with Stadia. Less the others started now too. Okay, so okay. Okay. I don't know if I read that right. Is there a misspell on there or am I not comprehending something? Please elaborate, Sith Lord. It is 11:40. I think I'm getting delirious here. I don't know. TIE fighters have no shields. That made it harder. Oh, okay. TechCom. Hi. OG Star Wars, you are a real Alex Ross, aren't you? I don't, well, he was great. I wouldn't compare myself to him, but yes, I have watched him growing up and he is amazing. This is my happy little Mara Jade right here. uh, okay, let's see. I'm losing track of where I'm at. Okay. So what I like doing with is like studying and working on like texture and form of a painting, and and these are basically dark lines with light lines that help bring out like the folds of the scarf here. And then also too working on metals and shiny objects to see how well I can get it reflecting and resemble the actual item that I'm painting. So that's always a fun challenge. Right here, I was so worried I wasn't going to get the true likeness of the Anakin Skywalker saber, but I'm very, very happy with it. And so I want to paint just small studies of lightsabers just for the hell of it. Matthew, it was super hard. Did I read that already? Okay, yeah. What was super hard, at least for me, was the Death Star on Rebel Assault. It took me forever just to clear Beggar's Canyon. Oh, fun. Oh my god. All right. Um, on the training level, TIE Fighter was impossible. I always blew up no shields. Okay. If you did too well in TIE Fighter, the Emperor saw you as a threat and killed you. Oh, nice. Do it. Okay. Script Doctor, hello. All right. Good super early morning, everyone. Hello. And it's coming up midnight here where I'm at. And I'm still live and kicking, not even tired. Will Gentry, don't worry, you're not delirious. I can't make heads nor tails out of Sith Lord's last comment either. Sorry, Sith Lord. Okay, Stadia is a Google name system that has the gender controller. Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. I didn't know the name of the controller. Thank you. That's funny. Mess unless the others, Microsoft, sorry, Nintendo started doing it too now. You never know. You never know. Hi, Keely. Ciao. How are you doing? I am just working on my painting and chatting, mostly chatting, then working on the painting, but that's the deal. So this is my palette here, and I have all the shades of the grays and blues, and I need to mix or the orange for the hair. So I have to find a place on here. So some of it's dried and some of it's still wet. And I use glass because it's easier to clean. Once it dries, I can take the mineral spirits that I use and clean it off, and then take a scraper and scrape the rest off. So, kind of dangerous here. Don't mess with me. I'll cut you. No, I'm joking. All right. Let's see here. It's 1:43 where you're at. Okay. Morning time. So you're 2 hours ahead. Matthew, the Saga arcade was also impossible. I could never defeat Vader or Boba Fett, which with the lightsaber probably set on hard mode at the movie theater. Maybe, because they don't want they. I've learned playing games at the movie, like at the theaters and stuff, that it seems like they're relatively set to that, or they're really challenging. But if you did play something similar at home, or it was a lot easier, so maybe. And it's almost 9 a.m. there. Yes. He is ahead of us in time. He's talking back in time to us. I visited Italy for 3 weeks last summer. And so it's around the same time zone as Sith Lord, or as Stiggs, sorry. Let's see here. So that was a nice little adjustment. And so I forget the time change when I would when I get a hold of family to check in and stuff. Wow. Okay. So 2:46, and you're still awake? Thank you for coming in and visiting and chatting it up on live stream with me. I appreciate it. It is late. Like I said, this is a test run on how well this does with a live painting. I will do actual pre-recorded videos showing just live close-up of time lapses and me mixing paint and stuff. That's another thing I want to do for my channel. It will be mostly pop culture painting, so I won't be doing my native art painting for the channel. Maybe not. Most likely not. But I will be, like if I do something Star Wars, or, if I do the MCU or any other character from any of the other IPs, franchises, then I will show that as well. And I will have them up for sale on my website as well. Okay. Aussie. This is why it's almost switching hour here. That's why people should listen. I want to go watch The Witcher. All right. Since I'm wise and from the future. So now we're feeding someone's ego. Okay. So these are the colors I use to mix the hair color, along with some yellows and some very dark browns. And sometimes I'll put a little bit of gray in there to do the dark hues. So this one is Cadmium Red Light. Ugh, there's the thing there. Oh, I don't think you could see it. It's not focusing. Oh, wow. And then the Cadmium Orange. So again, my favorite paint comes out of Oregon, so American bought. Support our businesses, our American businesses. Please do some native art. Sometimes time for me to go. I really enjoy your stream. Keep doing them. Good night, Alora. Good night, Tito. Thank you so much. Yeah, I might, just to show where some of my art, my passion is. I do a lot of native contemporary, and one of my paintings is a mixed media painting. Actually, 2 of them. They're hanging up on my walls. But it's acrylic painting along with ledger art. So ledger art basically evolved from when my people painted on hides and did their winter count on hides. So that was our way of keeping track of the events of the year. So we would take 1 year and paint it out, or one event that happened that year, paint it out on the buffalo skin, the buffalo hide. And so when we go back to that year, we're like, okay, that marks the year. And so then other events are remembered during the year. So it's like recording the most eventful time of the year. And it goes around in a circle or back and forth, depending on the family and stuff. And my family still has our ledger hide. And so from there, when we were put on reservations and our lifestyles were changed drastically, we started using regular ledger paper from the agencies that were there on the reservation, and we would still paint or draw like we would on the buffalo skins. And so that turned into ledger art. So I did something similar to that, mixed media, did acrylic painting. Then I went ahead and stuck a piece of paper that has either like music notes on there or like writing or whatever. And then instead of painting or drawing out the image, I beaded the image on there. So it's really, really interesting. 3 a.m. is the witching hour. Yes, it is. OG Star Wars, by the way, Jeffrey Turner, aka Mega Jetty. Hello. Okay, I am on the second account dedicated to Terminator lore. Terminator lore. Oh, okay. Hello. Thank you for coming in. All right, Wildrini, who are your people? Which tribe? I am from the Sichangu, Lakota, Oyate, are the Rosebud Sioux tribe. So basically the Sioux tribe, one of the Sioux tribes in South Dakota. And one of the most popular ones that is known as Pine Ridge. I do have family from there. And then just right next, the reservation right next door to it is the Rosebud Sioux tribe. And then I'm also Southern Ute and Apache. So from the Four Corners area. Thank you, son of Luke. Hello, welcome to my live stream. I have 16 people. I'm happy. I mean, I wasn't expecting anybody because I didn't announce it and all that. Let me move this around now so I can get at it. So we're going to chat while I mix paint. And I wish I could show you how I mix paint, but sorry. Yeah, I didn't know that. Fun facts with OG. Yeah, I'm full of that sometimes. And I just like sharing and expanding and getting to know other people as well and their culture. On my Sioux side, my dad is Sioux or Lakota, and he is also Filipino on my mother's side. And then also there's a little bit of French. So my family, when we introduce ourselves on, and I'm enrolled at the Rosebud Sioux tribe, the Sioux tribe that I'm from. So I'm enrolled there. So I'm a member there. I'm a citizen there. And so with that family, so a bit of history here. We have some French blood. The French blood and Irish blood is very common in the Midwest. And so some of my main family or my main Tioshbaye, our extended family, that's how we say the generic word for clans, is Valandra. And so that's I have a little bit of French blood in there. So Valandra. And then I have family that had fought at Little Bighorn. I had family that went up to Canada with Sitting Bull when he retreated up into Canada, if you know the history. And when he came back to the States and basically settled on Standing Rock Sioux tribe, my relative that was a part of his clan married into the Lakota band, which we are all related somehow, are all like the Lakota. We have 7 bands of Lakota, or clans, I guess you can say. Bands or clans, however you want to dissect that. And so he married down into the Sichangu or the Rosebud people. And after he did that, Sitting Bull was murdered, and Bigfoot went down to Standing Rock to seek shelter and advice and counsel with Red Cloud. And then Wounded Knee happened. So if my relative didn't go and marry into another band of Lakota and stayed with his band and Sitting Bull, then I may not be here right now. So another fun fact. There was tribes in Central Texas. There was a lot of Comanche and Apache in there, from my knowledge. But yeah, that's a little bit of history about me. Let's see, I'm going to read through here. Nice Mar painting, didn't know. Okay, Stig, I want to do a whole night of just retro gaming. That would be fun. But I would love to join as soon as I decide which game to land on, if we can land on some similar games that we can interact with. Will Gentry. Oh, okay. Rosetta has mentioned her Sioux heritage a lot when we've talked. I did study them at high school, but it was far from 3 lessons, so I can't remember anything. Laugh out loud. That's okay. I've learned in history that um, our culture, our history of my people, we're vaguely told. And now that it's wanting to be known, it's starting to be told a little bit more. And that was a part of my passion is educating and make awareness of what was missing in our history. So we have a better understanding of each other's cultures. And I think once you learn someone's culture and what had happened, and mind you, never hold on to the past because I don't believe on holding on to the past because that will just block you from your future. Is learn about the people that your friend or about the people and then grow from it, learn from it, and then you'll have a deeper respect in the people, your friend or whatever, and the struggles that their ancestors went through. Let's see here. Any skinwalker Wendigo type stories from the ancient your ancestors? Um, Not necessarily. Skinwalker is a Navajo lore or Navajo spirit, I guess you say, like within the Navajo culture, and then Wendigo too is from the Chippewa, Ojibwe, northern place. Um, with us, we had the Shadow Man, I guess you can say, that brings a kind of like a chaos, and people who try to commit suicide and survive have made accounts of seeing a shadow person that kind of taunted them, I guess you can say. So, I mean, but there's other little things too. And then we also like the spider Iktomi, basically is one of our tricksters along with Coyote. But tricksters are not necessarily bad. They sometimes come to you to bring humor to your lives or change up your path a little tiny bit. Any other questions you guys have? You have me here. You have my attention. I'm mixing paint. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just a little bit of history there. Got to know OG Star Wars a little bit more. Let's see here, Stig. A taunting shadow person sounds eerie. Yeah. That's why I was so damn afraid of Darth Vader growing up. Because of him. He's like this big old huge, like menacing dark man. Okay, let's see. Did I miss anywhere? Yeah. Yeah. So I did mix my paint. Here we go. I'm not necessarily worried about it matching up too much because there's so many different texture and layers in hair that it'll just help me decide where I want to place this color to provide texture and that I can build on top of that. What is my next painting going to be of? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get out of Star Wars and do another franchise painting. I have no idea. I was going to use that as a poll on Twitter. What do you guys think? Okay, so I'll start with you guys. What do you think? What other character, and it doesn't have to be Star Wars, but what other character do you think? I don't want to get paint on me. I'm all my luck. Paint myself up. What character would you recommend? For me, let me see here. What is the airspeed velocity of an African swallow? Really, Stig? Really? Can you Google that for me and then you can post it here? Because I don't know. All right. Matthew, for me, retro is NES or Super Retro Atari. Oh, Atari. Yes. I still remember playing Donkey Kong. Yes. And Pac Man classics. We actually, I don't know if we still have it. It might be put away. I have to dig it out of the closet, but I think we have the Atari console that has all of the games built in. Yeah. Have I ever seen the Chuck Norris films Firewalker? No. Um, I don't think I've ever wanted to. I do collect native movies, but they are from native directors and actors and actresses and stuff. Like I let my very favorite one is Dance Me Outside, and it's based upon First Nations, Canadian First Nations people. Let's see here. Paint Geralt. Oh, that's interesting. He's a very interesting character. A Baby Yoda painting. I thought about that because I think I could sell a lot of prints with that. Yeah. Stick Kenobi, good reference. Geralt would be awesome. Yes. He had a very interesting character. Oh, I'm getting reflection off from the light on this. So I don't know where to place this. Let's see here. Okay, it's a little bit lighter than I need it, but I can correct it. I just want to add more texture. I can darken it up. And I do need a thinner brush, and I do need to thin that out. Again, so I use what is called Galkid. Either you can get this gel form in the tube or more of a liquid gel form in a bottle. And it helps thin out the paint a little bit more to like it spreads like butter. And then also helps the drying time. So it dries quicker. Not super quick like acrylic, but the drying time is quick, more quick than normal. Let's see here. Let's see here. Pac-Man Forever. Yes, I agree. Ryan Barbecue and Baby Yoda painting. I think Ryan would love that. All right, Will Gentry. Well, who do you want to paint next? It will be another Star Wars character. If so, I'd say Chewie. That would be fun. Just the texture of his hair and everything, and then his bandolier and all that. That would be fun. I never thought about that. Soul Assassin, what's your opinion on Native American portrayal in Hollywood films? Good question. Right now I'm, pursuing my art degree, and we, one of the subjects, and this kind of goes into film too, but one of the subjects was I had to write about appropriation. And so, an artist was inspired by a Native artist and kind of similarly recreated his aspect of his art and still called it Native painting. And so I had to give my opinion on that, not because I'm Native American, but it was just a subject of appropriation. And that was an example. And my opinion for art, and then we'll go into the film industry, is that I think certain things are okay, especially if you get permission and you studied with a person and you reference them back to them on crediting them for the inspiration and all that. There is that gray area of some of our Native art that goes into a spirituality, like recreating headdresses. No, because that is something that we earn in our society, especially men. They earn those feathers and stuff. And so not everybody can wear. I would never wear one. And because of the respect and what it stands for. So something like that is different. Now going into film, I always thought that it would be more genuine if they had a Native actor for portraying a Native American. And we are getting more actors and actresses in Hollywood now that are Native American. And I think that it's more authentic. Back in the days, you hardly seen any actors and actresses that were Native American. So either they were painted up or they were or it was an Asian person. And when you look at the human form, like the Mongolian skeleton Native Americans and Asians are closely related to that sense. And when you look at the Mongolian skeleton, you can see the similarities and stuff. So that's the classification of skeletons that Native Americans and Asians come from. Then I don't remember the name of like the other skeleton structure. So that's my example, or that's what I think about that. I have never fully like gone into this full SJW thing about other cultures representing Native Americans. However, I do feel that if they're available, use them. Okay. How about Baby Yoda on the spit as me, Ryan, Rosetta, and all the Baby Yoda must die people? Having you guys as a barbecuing Baby Yoda. Spit Paint a feral Pac-Man eating baby Yoda in a gory manner. Put him in instead of the ghost. Put him in there as Pac-Man chomps away. Right? Do do up that baby Yoda and get that easy money, OG. Yeah. Oh, now you're talking, Stig. Yeah. One of my favorite and hello August and June. One of my favorite native films is Smoke Signals. Yes. I have that. Written by Sherman Alexie. Yep. Yes. And Smoke Signals is very, very fun. And Irene Bedard, I know her. So the one who played on there, what was her name? Susie Song. Yeah, I know her. And Gary Farmer, I've met before. But the other actors, no, I haven't met yet. But my favorite is Dance Me Outside. And then when Dances with Wolves came out, the woman who is in there, the elder woman, her name is Dolores. Was it Dolores? Yeah. She grew up with my grandmother. They're from the same tribe. And so she was the one that was the consultant for the language, the Sioux language in Dances with Wolves. Just another quick history note. And what's fun is watching people who don't like having friends over that don't know too much of native humor watch some of these movies, like Powwow Highway is another one I have as well, and they're trying to comprehend the native jokes in there. It's fun to watch and explaining that to them. Thank you, Augustine. Have you tried to tackle a Ralph McQuarrie painting? I thought about that, like do something inspired by him. That would be fun. If I did, I would do something in mannerism of how he does his art and in honor of him. But yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun just to get an actual piece of his art. Okay, yes, there we go. I got the color I needed. See, I can work magic sometimes. And I will go over that with a darker highlight because there's no light reflecting on the top of her head. Wes Eddy is an awesome actor. Loved him in The Last of the Mohicans. Yes, he is an awesome man too. I really liked like he was kicking. No, he was the Ponca on Dances with Wolves. That Scalp. I can't think of his name now, but Scalp, the guy that Dunbar got transportation from. Yeah. And then Thunderheart, that was based upon what had happened on Pine Ridge in the 70s, which affected my family as well. John Trudell, who played what's his name? Yellowhawk, I think it is name. The one with the mohawk. I know him, John Trudell, and I also opened up a show for him when he was because he does spoken word and he's also a musician. And so one of his concert, I opened up for him dancing Native American dance. Sith Lord, Darth Baby Yoda force choking Ray would be cool to paint. You know what? Just doing a dark side baby, the baby Yoda species would be fun. Now you're giving me all kinds of good ideas, all kinds of stuff to think about, like recreating myself. Okay. What else besides Star Wars? What else would you guys like to see? Like I said, I'd be like to paint something I like, I really like, admire in a character, but just to hear what people are interested in too might spark an interest for me for that character as well. Anybody? Anybody? I think that's a lot better. Soul Assassin, I remember my history teacher telling me that the Mohawk hairstyle came from natives and liked my haircut. Oh, yeah. Dark Side Baby Yoda would be badass. Yes, I think I might do that. That sounds like fun. Switching that shit up. All right. I wouldn't hate him quite as much then. Yeah, maybe. I think I might. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Stig, I am going to sleep some more. Take care and be well. And you can leave the party? Damn, you're barely starting your day over there, Stig. Have a good one. I'm just joking. Well, how about Neo from the Matrix? I could see that. Let's see here. Guybrush Threepwood. Guybrush Threepwood, huh? Are you delusional, darling? Stig? Mr. Dystopian, someone from Avatar. Hi, Rosetta. How are you doing, darling? Hey, OG Star Wars doll. How are you doing? It's my birthday now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rosetta. Happy birthday to you. All right. Tech comment. Joey Star Wars, Ray was such a worthless identity thief. The movie should have ended with her becoming an hut sex slave. But then that would take away the badassery of Leia when she killed the Huts. No, but I'm just joking. But oh god, I don't know. Maybe anything probably would fix that, right? Ripley from Aliens. I know. That would be awesome too. God, see, you guys are just like, I'm just like taking this all in. You guys are badass. Thank you. All right. Jack Sparrow. Oh, I love Jack Sparrow in the first three. All right. Mr. Dystopian. Do you watch Battlestar Galactica? I never got into that. No, I haven't. Sorry. Matthew got it. The McQuarrie paintings with female Luke looking out over Moss Eisley is pretty iconic. I know it is. I still don't know how far Lucas went in considering hiring an actress to play the role Mark Hamill ended up in. I don't know. That's very interesting. That's something fun to look up because we know that he had the auditions and he based everything upon the chemistry of the three that we got. Hamill, Ford, and Fisher. You're welcome, Rosetta. Oh, okay. Thank you, Solstice and the Guybrush. Okay, so I thought he was like getting delusional and trying to say something about C3PO. I was like, what the hell, Stig? Vasquez from Aliens. Techcom Captain Jack Sparrow with a lightsaber. That would be an interesting piece. I think anybody with a lightsaber is fun, right? I mean, we all at one point probably in our lives pretended that we had a lightsaber and we were either Jedi or Sith and had the Force. And Yeah, I know I did. Um, so say we all. Yeah, so yeah, so just start throwing more ideas out there because it's fun. It's inspiring as well. Okay, I need to bring that out a little bit more. Okay, darken that. Time to add the streaks in. Okay, so favorite MCU characters. What do you think I should paint out of there? How's that looking? I have glare. It needs to be darker. Let's see here. Something Hellraiser or Silent Hill light would be cool. Broomstick lightsabers, anybody? This broomstick boy from The Last Jedi. Damn it, this painting doesn't want this paint doesn't want to come out. All right. What would be interesting doing a pirate with a lightsaber? That would be interesting. Yeah. That would be fun. Because we know that George kind of had a little bit of Western theme into his Star Wars. When we look at some characters like the smugglers and stuff, were all kind of Western themed, or in a sense had that Western swag, like Han Solo. All right, a fat Jedi, huh? That's interesting. I never thought about a fat Jedi. Egon from the Ghostbusters collecting spore samples. Oh, yeah. Iron Man. Yes, I love Iron Man. Thanos breaking Captain Marvel's neck. Oh, kind of on the dark side, but yeah, I dig. Okay, Daredevil. Oh, Fave MC, Iron Man, Black Widow, the new Thor with short hair, Baby Groot, and Rocket. Okay, now what do you think is better? And I probably know the answer, but who knows? Who is more better, Baby Groot or Baby Yoda species? Maybe Hawkeye as Ronin? Captain American. Oh yeah, Thor, Iron Man. I mean, there's a lot. There's so many great choices. It's hard. Like even with Star Wars, it was hard. But I decided to do tribute to our very first one of our very first Star Wars heroes, and that's Luke Skywalker. No brainer. So the question two is like, who would you prefer, Baby Yoda species or Baby Groot? I know that's going to be a tough one. Maybe I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go in. And that needs to be thinned out a little bit more. There it is. Baby Yoda, I collect spores, molds, and fungi. One of the best lines. Yes. God, I want to put on different movies now, but I need to go and stop this and watch Witcher. I'm trying to catch up with everybody because I'm coming into this party kind of late. One of the things that I was planning on doing, because I have little 5x5 canvas boards, is I want to do a study of the X-Wings. So I don't know which squadron that I want to begin with, whether it's classic Rogue Squadron, Wraith, Twin Suns. I don't know yet, but that would be fun to do a Rogue Squad or a X-Wing squadron studies paintings. All right. Baby Sonic, have you seen the picture of him? Yes. I still like Groot though. Yeah. And that's the thing is we have baby Groot and now we have the baby Yoda species and so it's hard. It's a hard decision. Yeah, baby Sonic is cute as hell. I agree. Another hit you in the heart nostalgia thing, right? You're on episode 3 of The Witcher. I'm going to watch that too tonight. So I'm going to finish up this little portion of her hair and we're going to say good nights. And I am going to go watch The Witcher and then turn in for bed. Oh, good. Let's see here. There we go. Let me see here. Surely you've got to start with Rogue Squadron. Yep, the classic squadron. Yes. OG Star Wars, a trooper backhanding Rey. You guys are very vicious. I love it. Okay. Rogue Squadron with Luke as rogue leader or Wedge. I think I would try to do because, Luke and Wedge were the founders, and then Luke stepped aside and handed it off to Wedge. But I would still love to pay homage to the original squadron. So that would be very interesting. And what I would do is basically each picture, each canvas would be one of the X-Wings. So I have like a fun little collection. And maybe, whoever's interest wants to have that art from me, then I may, if it turns out good the way I like it and stuff, then I would consider putting it on my shop for sale. I have a lot of plans with this channel and with my art. Yeah, Porkins and Biggs, yes. Well, yeah. Did the Empire have any special squads top pilots? I know that there was the 501st, but they didn't have any, they weren't squadrons, right? I really I know they sent out pilots like when in Tatooine Ghost when they were pursuing Han and Leia when she was getting that painting. Um, they had some of their squadrons patrol in TIE fighters looking for them. How about Porkins and Snap Wegsley both crashing and dying? Oh. Baron fell, but he went over to the rebels. Yeah, but then he also went back when you go into the Thrawn duology. Was it the duology? Yeah. He went back and he was staying at the Hand of Thrawn, I believe. TechCom OG, I would like to stream with you this Saturday if you are available. This coming Saturday? What's today? Oh yes, from a week today. I'm thinking today's it's Sunday now, technically. Yeah. Well, I think you might have me on Twitter. Go ahead and DM me and we can see if I can set that up. How about Doctor Strange in the style of Baby Groot? Their top pilot was obviously Vader, followed by Baron Fell. Yeah. Baron Fell. And that's where in the Thrawn duology, that's where they got some of the cloning pilots is from him. Any New Year's plans? Okay, so I'm gonna go dance at a local powwow. Bring in the New Year's dancing. Maybe competing, and then on the 2nd, I am gonna go on on Mary's Mayhem show Wednesday at 8:30 or at 5:30 my time. So that's my plan. So dance in the New Year's and then go on live stream with Mary. He joined the Empire of the Hand. Yes, he did. Whatever that means. They never followed up on that. Yeah, so basically that was left a mystery. And from what I got from that, they were preparing for the Yuuzhan Vong invasion. That's what I got from that. And then that's why Luke and Mara, after they discovered it, they decided to leave him alone. But I wish they would have expanded more on that as the time came for, the invasion and stuff. But it just kind of was left alone. So, all right. Thank you, TechCom. Thank you. Okay, so Will Gentry, what is actually a powwow? Is that basically just a term for a party or something specific? So yeah, a powwow basically is a native gathering, and it's like a social gathering where tribes come together and they dance together. And there's traditional where there's non-competition dancing, and then there's competition dancing at a powwow. A lot of powwows I go to is basically competition dancing. So I dance my dance style called jingle dress dance, and I compete in my age category, women's jingle and that style of dance. And we are given a number to, and so we dance, and our knowledge is through our dancing how well we dance to it, our own style, if we keep rhythm. And we have like several types of drum beats that we dance to. And then after we're done, then we line up, and then we are judged upon not only our style of dance, but also our attire and all that, basically. And there's been a time dancing that I've, won first place in $1,000. And one year, one summer, we traveled all over the place, and so I made pretty good money off of it. It was pretty cool. Good night, Keck44. Thank you for coming in and joining us. I know it's getting late. All right. So I hope that answers your question. So yeah, it's just a native gathering. It's not just for natives. Like if you're competing and dancing, of course they want you to be Native American, but anybody can come in and watch it, spectate, um, get food. There's vendors there where you can buy native art and food and all that, take in the culture as well. And there's times I've been on what you call as the head staff, where you're hired by the powwow committee to help run it. So me, um, I would be the head woman, and I'd help run it. Help, like we have intertribals where we encourage anybody and everybody to come out and dance, no matter who you are. You don't have to have dance attire on. And then from there, we have what we call, in our culture, we give away an honor, we don't receive an honor. So like if I was going to honor someone in my, like, as head woman, my family would honor me as head woman, and so we would buy gifts to give to the other head staff, the committee, and people in who are participating, and we'd have a big giveaway, sometimes feed as well, in honor of me helping with the powwow. And so that's just kind of a different way or aspect of how we celebrate and honor people. Yeah, $1,000 is not chump change. No, it's not. So that's champion dancer status right there. I went to see the Imperial Remnant because the new empire of Jagged fell, how it led to the forming of the Imperial Knights and Jaina leaving the Jedi to found a the rival order. Yeah, I didn't really see it as a rival order, but then again, it was kind of back and forth with that. But basically, they did work together when they needed to. But yeah, before the buyout, the Sword of the Jedi was being developed just as the buyout, or it was being complete. And so we were going to get a Jaina Solo Fell trilogy. And then, of course, probably would have Ben Skywalker and Jagged Fell in it. And that was be a beautiful, like, bridging that era into Legacy Comics, showing how um, Jaina and Jagged created the empire, the Foul Empire, and how she created a new type of order. Thank you, Will. It is. Thank you, Sith. I haven't danced that much in a while in my culture or even in belly dance. So this coming Thursday, I'm gonna go to, and Monday, I'm gonna go to a class, a belly dance class, and get my shimmy on. My chair is rolling away from you guys. Okay. And the reason why I haven't danced that much is because I'm pursuing my art degree right now. So school's been on top priority for me right now. Let's see here. Thank you, Sith Lord. All right, so we're gonna start winding down here because it's coming up 12:30 my time, and I still want to catch an episode of Witcher. And then Crash. So what I'm finishing up right now is adding more texture to her hair, shades, highlights, giving it more definition. You guys are seeing it out of a different angle. Let me see if I can flip this here. So yeah, so just adding a little bit more volume to her hair with highlights, low lights, and stuff like that. Basically working on the hair, doing hairdo on her. And then I'll move on to putting more blue on the shiny parts of her face here, the reflection of the lightsabers. Like you can't really see it. It looks more white or a little bit of pale blue. So I'm going to add a little bit of darker shade of blue to match the glowing hue of the lightsaber here and here, to match almost this color here that's on her arm. And but not too dark because it's a little bit higher and further away. And any areas that need to be touched up and smoothed out, I will do that. I'm happy with the glove. I think it's awesome. And the shading right here are the highlights right here. I like how the goggles look. I like how the background looks now. And then after I'm done, I will varnish it, go take it in to have it copied or scanned, and then send it off for print. And it'll be available for sale. And again, you can have a chance of winning a copy by just participating in my live stream chats. So I'll go back and get all your guys' names down. And then also guessing, the first one to guess the quiz, the Mara Jade quote right, then will be entered to win as well. So let me see here. I was invited once to a powwow, but my work schedule kept me from going. Yeah, so, and so powwows are usually on the weekend, but of course, people work. Sometimes you have to work on the weekend. But if you guys have a chance to go where you live at, or if you travel somewhere where in the summertime where there is one, then I would go check it out and let me know too. That would be fun to hear back on you from that. Just general art, or are you specializing in a particular field? I love to draw. I love digital art. I love painting. However, my passion has always been painting and digital art. So, like if you see my avatar, I drew that out. So that's inspired by Jaina Solo. I just drew my likeness of my image on there. So that's basically her and her lightsaber inspired. I was thinking of going into teaching art, but I don't know yet. I might just go ahead and privately teach, because I this is my studio here and I teach native beading. So I do beadwork as well. So making moccasins, leggings, beadwork, jewelry, I do all that. So just adding, like teaching how to paint or draw or whatever, is just something that would be just icing on the cake if I just did that out of my own studio. I didn't know so much work went into painting. Yes, it teaches you patience, but when you get into doing something like here, I need to make this more broader and fill in a little bit more. So I'll come back and redo that. I am happy with her harness strap here. And, but yeah, so no matter what part medium you use for art, it teaches you patience. Let me see here. Hello, welcome. We're getting ready to close out here. Is it Guess Hero, or how do you pronounce? I wish I can hear you pronounce that. 24. I'm so sorry. I know how it is to butcher names. My name gets butchered all the time, and I apologize. I was just tagged you in a tweet relevant to this conversation. You'll love it. Ha ha ha. Okay, I can't wait to see it. I'll go check it out in a few. Matthew got it. Jaina became the Empress of the Empire. Yes, as Darth Vader's heir. Yeah. I wonder what the imps thought of that, especially after what Cadus did in the Second Galactic Civil War. That I know, and I wish that could be expanded on. That would make a very interesting story, because if seen how Han responded to Jaina, Jaina's relationship with with Fel, he was at first not solely supporting that because of the fact that he is from the Empire. Let's see. Sith Lord, do what you love to do and what makes you happy with your art skills, OG. Yes, and that's what it is about. And so you guys are seeing it right here. This is fun. And like I said, I love developing like skin tone and all that, because it gives you a great aspect of looking at humans in a different perspective, especially when we have our society, using racist comments on like, oh, whitey's bad kind of deal. And I don't like that. As a Native American mixed blood person, I don't like that. I don't like racism. I've been through it, and I don't wish that anybody, no matter what your skin type is. When you get to know someone, you don't look at them for their skin type. You look at them, on how they are and their character, and how you click with that person, how you resonate with that person. Usually most likely it's not skin tone whatsoever. Okay, yeah, I know. I'm sorry I butchered that, but that's cool. But thank you for coming in, you guys. Spending time with me during this painting time. Um, I may do this some more, and I may invite some of you guys in just to keep this conversation going on live stream on this channel as guests as well. And we can pick a topic or talk about just crazy stuff, or just have fun chatting it up or whatever, just keep it fun and lighthearted. And even ask me about art questions about painting, and all that. And, and just make a community out of that. That's what I want to do. So you guys have a good night. I'm gonna go watch Witcher 3 or episode 3, and maybe 4, depending on how late I want to stay up. And yeah, so maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll plan on doing this Saturday nights, like kind of later in the night, just so that I can keep up on my own painting as well. So again, those who are coming in, and I see I have a little thing I have to correct here. Mara Jade, pre-Skywalker marriage, but she's already gifted with the lightsaber. And then we have Coruscant in the background to, show her history with working for working for basically, and being Palpatine's hand as assassin and spy. So she's in her transition, and she's already past that stage of the emperor asking her to kill Luke Skywalker, and this is so they overcame that. She killed the clone, and she's then gifted with the Skywalker lightsaber, which kind of is foreshadowing her force bond and relationship with Luke Skywalker. All right. So night, everybody. Tommy, thank you for moderating in here. Thank you, Sith Lord. Enjoyed it. Have a good one, OG and chat. Love the painting. Have a wonderful night. Thank you, Augustine. Good night. Unexpected Geek Nemesis. Hello, if you're coming in. We're getting ready to close out. I am out like a scout with a new route. I love that. All right, Sith Lord, awesome work, OG. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for coming in. I really didn't announce this. I'm just doing this as a test run. Tommy at Soul Assassin. Yeah, take care. Yeah, and very cool. Thank you. And Soul Assassin, nice. All right, so good night, you guys. I'm going off to watch The Witcher.